I'd like to ask you something. I've been reading a book about Course in Miracles. Somehow I'm sort of considering, shall I work through this book? Because it's a whole book, I think. I don't know exactly, but... And on the other hand, it seems pointless. And because in a way I do recognize what is true, what is real.
So if it's pointless, why not work through the book?
Yeah. Well, that's exactly what I thought. That's exactly what I thought.
You got something better to do?
Well, that's a good question.
Well, maybe you do. I don't know.
No, I mean, of course, I have a lot.
It was more of a joke.
Yeah. No, but that's exactly how I considered it. I will not get worse from it.
You never know.
I don't think so. I don't think so.
You don't think so. But you might be surprised.
Yeah. Now you scare me.
I don't know. I haven't read it, so I can't say it.
No, but
the point is that you don't know.
Yeah, I do not really know.
Yeah.
I do not really know. Yeah. But I was inspired by this woman who wrote this book about this.
You see, what are you afraid of in reading it? You see, if you read it and it talks about this path and a process and all of that, are you afraid that you start believing that? And you'll get swayed into that whole way of being?
On one hand, it is. I mean, it's Christianity in a way. I was raised as a Christian, and that has left its scars. Mm-hmm. I mean, it's.
So you're afraid that somehow you'll be influenced by Christianity again?
Maybe. I don't know.
Yeah. Well, it's possible you might be.
Because on a deep level, I mean, I think I know what is true, and yet there's a scareness and a nervousness to really embrace that, and it feels like who's winning or something like that. Who's winning? What is winning?
Right.
The sticking to, I know what is true.
Yeah.
Or I want to know what is true and fixing it. And that.
Yeah. Okay. So actually, both of them are positions. So both of them can lose.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Neither of them are going to win. They're both going to try to win, but neither of them are going to actually win, because even the idea that I know what is true is another idea.
It's like referring to an experience.
Yes, probably you had some recognition or some experience of that some time ago,
right.
And there's a memory of it and an imagination of it, and an idea that I recognized it. But that's the memory, it's gone now. No. You can't get it back. It's done.
Sorry?
You heard me.
No?
What do you think you know?
You mean at that moment or now?
Now.
That nothing can be different than it is now.
So you know the theory?
The theory I know. Yeah.
So can it be different right now?
Seems not to. I don't think. Yeah. I don't know. This is what has happened. What is happening? That I came here and I sit here now. And I could have done.
Can you get any refuge from this right now? Can you kind of hold on to it and feel kind of safe with this knowing, this knowledge?
That for me,
Yeah, I mean, you were saying that you've noticed that you've kind of been trying to find refuge take refuge in this knowing. So I'm wondering whether that is possible.
I think it's possible, but I don't feel that.
Can you take refuge in this knowing that it's all okay as it is? Who's going to take refuge in it?
Idea about what I am or who I am, or
An idea of someone who can take refuge.
Yeah.
So let's go back to the because I didn't understand the arm thing really, but let's go back to the original thing of like the Course in Miracles. And you said you were afraid to read it.
Oh, it's not only reading; it's actively doing practices.
Okay, whatever. But you're afraid to get into that, yeah. What could you lose by getting into it?
Well, what I felt.
What could you lose by getting into it?
Myself.
Can you lose that?
Theoretically, no. I know it's not true that you cannot lose yourself.
Yeah. So what are you afraid of then?
Going crazy. Yeah. Going crazy, not performing duties the way we're supposed to perform them.
Not being able to function in the world.
Yeah, that's...
losing control.
Yeah, that is a scary thing. Yeah. And yet
You know the theory.
No, and I also have experienced certain things in which there is this free fall and nothing.
In the past.
In the past.
Yeah, but it's gone now.
But it does give, on the one hand, it gives a longing, on the other hand, it gives a comfort that it is true as well.
Yeah, based on memory. But not based on your direct experience.
What's the difference on
memory?
No, I mean an experience. You mean an experience that you memorize now?
Well, you remembered. You remember that you had some recognition. But it's over now. It's gone. So now it's just an image. An image appearing now, but you may as well just imagine some great image. It's the same thing as remembering. So
you mean to let go of that as well?
Yes. So you're not going to get it back, ever. It's completely lost to you now. So whatever you recognised then, that's it, it's gone and you will never get it back.
Well, that's very nice.
Is it?
No, not at all.
How does it feel?
Uncomfortable. Not very pleasant.
Because that longing to get it back has been fueling the searching, the wanting to read books or do this or that, to make the effort.
The whole thing.
The whole thing, yeah. But if no matter what you do, you can't get it back, then what are you going to do?
Read more books.
Still trying to get it back.
But you're saying that's fueling it. Well, that's... And then in the idea of doing nothing is senseless. So,
It's what?
Seems senseless, seems...
I'm not saying you do nothing.
No, I know. That's not what you're saying. Just you're saying, in longing for that to happen, you can read and you can do as much as you want, and maybe it helps you, but it will not get it will not help you to get that back because that's over,
Yeah.
finished.
You had your chance. You
Yeah.
lost it. You missed it.
Yeah.
Missed out. There you go. You had the possibility for enlightenment there, but you let it slip out your hands.
Too bad.
Too bad.
And now what?
Now you have to wait for another 100 lifetimes.
That's very attractive.
To wait. Yeah.
I don't know the weight.
Maybe if you work hard enough and read enough books, it will be like maybe 92 lifetimes.
Not 70?
Well, maybe. It depends how hard you work, isn't it?
Yeah.
So, if we forget the memory of that experience that you had, what do you really want?
I think love.
Sorry?
Love?
What does that mean for you? What does love mean for you?
Not rejecting things. Or people, or rejecting what happens. Being in, not in ease, but being with what is, in a way.
And what does what is include?
Raising children,
Okay, just that?
working, living, being alive.
And so, at the moment, you don't feel that you are that? You are doing that? Being with what is?
Sometimes I am,
Yeah.
but I also I can see there is refusal of things,
Rejecting things.
rejecting of things.
Yeah, and what happens when something's rejected?
It's painful.
But how is it rejected? What actually happens?
My judgments about this or that, or
So judgments come in. Yeah. What are judgments?
ideas of how things should be, or
Yeah,
not.
thoughts.
Yeah.
Yeah. So when a thought comes in, you kind of go along with that thought. Yeah. So in actual fact, you are being with what is, because what is that thought. Except that thought says to not be with what is. But the point is that that thought is what is anyway.
It's only whether I believe it or not.
Yeah, but the thing is that that thought, that judgment, is what is. But somehow we have an idea that I want to be with what is, but
without judgment.
without judgments, exactly. But what is including judgments.
And there's nothing wrong with it.
Well, it's not right or wrong. It's just what is.
What it is. Yeah.
Even when thought rejects or judges, this is what is. Doesn't mean anything. Doesn't really mean that anything is rejected.
Is that the same what you said to her as to someone to just enter? Not
Doesn't matter anyway.
The entertainment.
I can't remember.
To see it as to see a discussion as entertainment.
Maybe.
In a way.
I can't remember what that conversation was about.
There's lots of ideas about, like you spoke with her, and you can either stay in bed and reject, pretend that you don't care about anything anymore, or get up and.
Yeah,
But it's the same. Is that the same with the judgment? It comes up, or it doesn't come up, and there's nothing good or bad in it.
Yeah.
That's what
you see, because usually when there's judgment, we make the judgment mean something about me. Especially if we have these spiritual ideas of how you shouldn't judge.
Yeah.
When thought comes up with a judging thought, we have this idea that means that I'm a bad person, or I'm not spiritual enough, or I'm rejecting. I am rejecting life. I shouldn't judge. as if that thought means that I am really this certain kind of person who is not a spiritual. I'm a judgmental person. But it doesn't mean anything about me. It's just a thought that is judging. So what?
And another thought is judging the judging.
Yeah, exactly. And it's that thought that is the sneaky one. The one that says you shouldn't judge.
That's the one I believe.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's the one that lays down the law of like what is spiritual, what is not, what is good, what is right, what is wrong. You know?
It should be like this. Or that.
Yeah. But there are no rules, you see.
That's very scary.
And it's...
That's very scary. And on the other hand, that's what I'm longing for. But it's very scary.
Yes, well, it's total freedom. Yeah, and total freedom can be scary. We're talking about no morals, no ideas of how things should be or shouldn't be, good, bad, everything open.
Yeah. Yeah.
And it's basically just seeing that thought doesn't mean anything. Thought doesn't actually refer to anyone. And therefore it is meaningless. See? It only has meaning when it seems to refer to me. This me thought gives all the other thoughts meaning. Because they mean something to me. Without that me, seeing that me is just thought, none of the other thoughts
That
mean
the me
anything.
is a thought.
Yes.
Not really appearing.
Yeah.
Seems I've been a rat in a rat race, but I'm a dingo, that's my true face. I've seen the lie going on inside, pushing down feelings and trying